Today, we break down Bosque's 4-3-3, a tactic that has been highly requested by you guys for quite some time now. If you do enjoy the tactics of this channel, be sure to leave a like, drop a little subscription on the channel, and also hit that notification bell so you never miss another upload. So, today we're going to kick things off and start with Besiktas, obviously over in Turkey, and we had an incredible season. A team predicted to finish in 4th place. We have come out and absolutely stampeded the Turkish division, 93 points, Fenerbahce with 85, and it is going to be Trabzonspor coming in with 78. In terms of the stats, we're going to be scoring 102 league goals and only conceding 14 across the entire season. This 4-3-3 is very defensively solid, and the element of that is it's just an absolute key factor. How good we are at the back is a real statement of what you could expect from this tactic. In terms of red cards, we only picked up the 1, so a really good display there, not too aggressive and not getting too many players sent off as well there. Also the 6th best in terms of yellow cards, so considering there's 19 teams in the league, not half bad either. In terms of the team stats, we are going to be featuring in quite a lot of them. We're going to be featuring most points per game at 2.58, most goals at 102, most shots for at 698, fewer shots coming in at 218, most possession coming in at 62, showing you that we do that side of the game as well. So those guys of you that, you know, are very possession favoured, you love that type of play style, you do play like that as well with this system. Fewest conceded, we're going to be looking at 14 compared to 26 in 2nd place with Fenerbahce. And the most clean sheets coming in at a staggering 25. In terms of the data hub, we are going to be looking at 2.83 goals per game, conceded at 0.39, pass completion ratio of 86.70, attacker win ratio of over 75, and shots per game coming in at 19.39. Now, as you can see right now, we win a relatively average ratio of tackles. We score a high number of goals per 90 minutes compared to the average, and we're performing well above average statistically, which is great to see. So overall, a great season in Turkey. And then, of course, we go over to Real Madrid over in Spain. And if you guys don't want to win a treble, it's fine. How about a quadruple? As we win the Champions League against Bayern, we win the Super Cup against Frankfurt, we also win the Spanish Division against everybody, and a Spanish Super Cup coming in against Valencia. We nearly won all 5. But unfortunately, Barcelona too much for us in the Spanish Cup. In terms of the stats, though, 107 league goals, 18 goals conceded, so a few more, but we are in a tougher division, obviously. In terms of the discipline, absolutely beautiful. 3rd best yellow cards, picking up only 40, and 0 red cards. In terms of the league table, 98 league points, Atletico Madrid with 87, and Barcelona coming in with 84, and actually Valencia with 67. Talking of Valencia, if you guys do enjoy rebuilds, check out the rebuild I done yesterday. It's the best rebuild you're going to see on this channel by a long shot. The editing's top tier. It's a great result, great outcome for Valencia. Go and check it out right now. I'll do my best if I remember to leave the link on the screen. But overall, a great season here over in Spain. In terms of the league stats, I mean, we dominate 6 of them. Most clean sheets coming in with 24, fewest conceded coming in with 18, possession 59%. Realistically, I was not expecting to have more possession than your Barcelonas, to be honest with you. Fewer shots coming in at bang on 200, most shots at 816, most points per game at 2.58, and the most goals coming in at 107. In terms of the data hub, we are going to go ahead and have a little look. General performance, 2.82 goals per game, a conceded at 0.47, a pass completion of 87.55, shots per game actually sitting at over 21 on this occasion, and attacker win ratio, incredible, getting on towards the 80% mark, which is really, really good. As you can see right now, we are performing well above the average. We are also scoring a high number of goals, and we are just playing really good football. So those of you that like a 4-3-3 that can be more direct but also does have decent levels of possession, I would really give this a whirl. And then we go over to some of the squad stats. I forgot to do it for Besiktas, I do apologise about that. But 53 goals coming in for Benzema, Vinicius Jr. with 28, 23 for Camavinga. We're also going to have Rodrigo with 16, Modric with 13, 11 for Asensio, Tuchel coming in with 8 as well. And in terms of the assists, we've got 24 for Luka Modric. He's still doing it at the age of 37. Fair play to him. 18 for Vinicius Jr., Tuchel coming in with 16, 16 for Rodrigo, Camavinga coming in with 12, 9 for Benzema, Asensio coming in with 8, 8 for Alaba, 5 for Mendy, absolutely beautiful. And just seeing some of these wonder kids they have in midfield, let me know in the comments right now, what do you think of the Arda Güler signing? And we've not tested over with an international team for quite some time, so I did run a very quick test with Spain, and I was tempted not to include it in the video because obviously we do play some quite weak teams, especially early on, but we actually won 2-0 against Czech Republic, drew against Portugal, 3-0 against Switzerland, 2-0 against Czech Republic, Switzerland again 2-0, 1-0 against Portugal. These two games were both incredibly easy, 5-0 and a 6-0, close game here against Germany in a 2-0 fixture, 2-1 against Belgium, Portugal we absolutely thumped, battered Argentina, and just about got away, obviously you can see here, with a 2-0 win in the World Cup final, which I believe we're going to go ahead and have a little look at. It would be rude not to watch a World Cup final, wouldn't it? It would be absolutely wrong of me not to, as we are going to see, we take the lead here in the second half, actually, so quite a quiet first half. Great link-up play, and Pedri absolutely thumps it into the left-hand corner. This Spanish team now has got some real gems in it, I have to say, as it's now going to be Koke, back into Ansu Fati, ball over the top, great first ball, into Asensio, touches it down, he doesn't, he hits it first time into the bottom left corner. What a finish. And now for the second biggest final fixture in football, that is going to be the Champions League final, and a 4-0 win over Bayern Munich, as Upamecano there gets absolutely shell-shocked on the ball, literally completely switches off. Vinicius wins it back with the press and style, and also tucks it away, as it's going to be him again down the left-hand side here, absolutely selling João Cancelo a dream, a great ball into the box, into Valverde, into Benzema, and we are seeing how deadly this tactic is from those wide areas. Plays it all the way over to the right-hand side, a great flick back, and Benzema tucks away the dinner. Here we go again with Valverde winning it back into Tuchel. He takes a touch on the edge. It's a driven ball. De Ligt fails to clear it, and it is going to be Camavinga picking up the scraps and tucking in a very comfortable third goal for the team. Last goal is going to be from a set piece, I believe. A great ball in. It's a decent clearance, but not good enough, as it is going to be played in, then out, then back in, then back out, into Camavinga, past Manuel Neuer. A very convincing game. And then this game is purely for the goals. There's absolutely loads of them, and we're just going to see how the chances get created. As you can see, a great ball there. A bit more direct, really, and it's going to be Big Vincent who tucks it away. The first goal inside the 42nd minute, I mean, what happened in the second half was nothing short of an absolute destruction. They completely folded. As you can see, we link up the ball so well from the back, and we just wait for that perfect run from a forward player it all the way over the top. And this tactic can go toe-to-toe with any of the 4-3-3s that I have released, in my opinion. It's very different to a lot of the tactics, in the sense of, like, a lot of the 4-3-3s that I have done are definitely more sort of possession-based, tiki-taka based. This one isn't. It's very different. In many aspects, it can be described as a more direct 4-3-3. And that is why, whenever I get comments saying, like, oh, what's the best one you've released? It's so difficult to answer, because they play all so differently, which always makes it a challenging comment, but I do my best to help you out when and if I can. As you can see, it's build out here. I mean, every chance is practically coming from either a direct approach or using the wide areas to all their advantage. And how about that? A great run, a great ball into the box. Granted, defending should have been better. Way too much space there for Vincent inside of the box. That's a player you don't let have that amount of time and space to decide what he wants to do inside the box with. As we are going to watch the game sort of stutter here. We do love this game sometimes. Through great link-up play there to Vincent, to be fair, into Maxime, who takes a touch, drives it into the bottom left corner. And, I mean, this game was practically flawless. We didn't concede a goal. We scored 7. This is going to be the last one now. Again, from the right-hand side. It's going to cut it back into Ucan, into Maxime. It's going to take a touch, hits it. It's an own goal. Not the best. So, we are now going to break down the tactic for you guys. If you are enjoying today's video so far, please do leave a like, drop a little subscription on the channel, and also do join the Discord. We are the biggest FM community by a single content creator at the moment, so you can join it, get the best tactics, the best advice on rebuilds, players to sign. Everyone's super friendly in there, so do join. The link is in the description, and let's get talking. We are going to do a few watch-alongs at some point as well, with the football season coming up, but let's go ahead and break down this tactic. So we're now going to break down Bosque's 4-3-3, and I want to thank all of the beautiful names coming down the screen right now. These are going to be current, existing, all new Patreon members, and a Patreon's a great way to support me going sort of full-time in this, help me fulfill my dreams, and also I do my best to give some pretty cool perks back to you guys as well, including access to all 3 of the files. You also get early video and tactic release. you get priority in your rebuild and tactic requests, which is quite helpful considering the amount we are getting. And also, you get exclusive help if you need it for your tactics. You also are going to get enrolled in the Patreon exclusive giveaways, and we are trying to also find more perks for you guys. I'm doing my best to offer as much as I can, but seriously, much love to anyone that does sign up to that. But let's go ahead and break down this tactic. So it's going to be based around a tiki-taka vertical style. The mentality is going to be set to positive. We're going to be looking at in possession. We're going to be looking at a narrow pass into space, focus through the middle, play out of defense, slightly shorter passing directness, a slightly lower tempo, so again, really friendly on your players this one. Work ball into the box, mix crosses, and also be more expressive. You can untick this off, but in my opinion, we were really good defensively anyway with this on, and we also were scoring a lot, so I would actually keep it on. In transition, we have got counter press, counter, distribute to the centre backs, and while doing that, we're going to opt for taking short goal kicks. Out of possession, we've got the higher defensive line, quite a common thing with his sort of style, a high press and line of engagement, much more often, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Going over to the player roles, which we are going to show, don't you worry, before I see the comments coming in. Here we are. We are going to have a sweeper keeper on the default, a wing back on the right on support on take more risks, dribble less, stay wider, and tackle harder. A ball playing defender on the right on the default instructions, exactly the same on the left. The wing back on the left is going to be on support, on take more risks, dribble less, stay wider, and also tackle harder. Moving over to the midfield, the most influential player in the team, the deep line playmaker, on defend, on tackle harder. Quite basic, quite default-like, but he does the job to a T. We then go over to a Roman playmaker on the right, on support, on move into channels. We then have a Metzala on attack on the default because, again, he does exactly what we want him to be doing. On the left, we have an inside forward on support, on shoot more often, roam from position, and also sit narrower. Now, if you are playing against quite a weak team, you could have your wing back on this side on attack and really get involved on this left-hand side. Moving over to the right-hand side, we've got an advanced playmaker on attack, on sit narrower, because that way, obviously, the fullback can overlap. And to finish it off, we've got a complete forward on attack. And to answer the questions, just in case, you can use an advanced forward, you could use a deep line forward. They'd all work the same. Honestly, the advanced sword's probably going to get you the most goals, so that should be something you should consider. I will say that. But let's go over now and look at the attack and variant. So, I'll let you picture this one. We're now going to go over to the attack and variant, and it's going to look like this. So there are some changes. The advanced forward comes in because, again, as I just said, it does score more goals, and he is going to be told to shoot more often. The inside forward remains an inside forward, but actually goes to the attacking duty now on shoot more often, roam from position, and also sit narrower. Like I said, these two out wide, both being told to be quite compact, be quite narrow, really gets the most out of the wing backs going forward, and obviously causing dangers. We then have the Metzala on attack, and it's going to be exactly on the same instructions. And the only other change in terms of the player roles is going to be a box-to-box comes in because he is really aggressive and he gets really stuck in. Dribble more, get further forwards, and also move into channels. And this guy essentially will sometimes be sort of in this position here, alongside of the Metzala. So it does sort of sometimes transition into what will be a 4-1-4-1. So it can become very attacking. In terms of mentality, we've gone for attacking, obviously. In possession, we've gone narrow, pass into space, overlap left, overlap right, really getting the most out of the fullbacks. Focus play through the middle, while still playing out from the back. Standard passing directness, we've upped the tempo a little bit. Run at the back line, run at defence, be more expressive, work ball into the box, and also mix crosses. If you really are at the panic stations, we're talking 2 minutes left of the game, have hit early crosses and shoot on sight on. In transition, we have got counter press, counter, distribute quickly, because obviously we are in a rush at this stage of the game, distribute into the centre backs while taking short goal kicks. And out of possession, we've gone with the higher defensive line, the high pressing line of engagement, much more often, and of course, still applying pressure on their goalkeeper. Now, going over to the defensive variant, a little memory refresher. This is going to be the default one. The defensive one looks a little bit like this. So, quite a few changes. The centre forward drops to support, still on shoot more often. The inside forward remains exactly the same, on a supportive role. The advanced playmaker remains exactly the same. The midfield is where all the changes are practically made, apart from the deep line playmaker who remains on defend, on tackle harder. We then actually add a Carrillo into the support role, on take fewer risks, and also tackle harder. And the Metzala simply drops down to a supportive role. And the reason why we've not got, too many defensive players and we've not, you know, dragged these down here, for example, is because we've also changed the mentality to balanced, and this really makes a massive change. The team's a lot more reserved, a lot more sort of thoughtful about what they're doing, and they're not as risky. So you can go a little bit overkill and really end up making a tactic that is way too defensive to the point where you just got to invite way too much pressure on yourselves. This is a great way to avoid that. In possession, we've got narrow, pass into space, play out of defense, standard, a lower tempo, mixed crosses, shoot on sight, because when we are eventually in those areas, if we get there, I want the players just to have a pop shot at the goal. This is a tactic you're going to use if you are desperate to finish off a game. So any shot you can have, you just want to have a hit and hope. Play for set pieces. In transition, we've got regroup, not counter press on this occasion, counter, slow the pace down, distributing to the centre back still, while taking short goal kicks. And out of possession, we have gone with the standard line, still got the high press and line of engagement, more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and stay on feet. So this 4-3-3, this variant individually, can't get my words out, this by far is the most defensive variant, the most sort of like calm one. You're not going to be that aggressive. Obviously, the attacking one is all about goals, goals, goals. And this one here is where I've done all of the testing. So this is what you can expect to see. But that is going to be 3 variants of the finest 4-3-3. And if you guys have enjoyed today's video, it would mean the absolute world to me if you consider leaving a like, drop a little subscription, and definitely check out that Valencia rebuild, because we've got a very exciting one coming out Monday with Chelsea. Little spoiler alert. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.